The 1980s, leg warmers, big hair, and even bigger movies. We're talking classic films that defined a generation. Think catchy synth soundtracks, epic adventures, and stories that stayed with you long after the credits rolled. Now something awesome is happening. These 80s classics are back. They're not just on rerun channels either. We're seeing sequels, reboots, and a whole new generation discovering the magic of these films. But why now? Why are these movies, made before many of today's viewers were even born, resonating so strongly? Part of it is pure nostalgia. We're craving the comfort and familiarity of our favorite childhood films. Remember the thrill of watching Marty McFly travel through time? Or the awe of seeing Indiana Jones outrun a giant boulder? These movies take us back to simpler times. Back when the biggest worry was whether the new kid at school would like you. But it's more than just nostalgia. Many of these films dealt with universal themes that still resonate today. Friendship, courage, good versus evil, these are timeless stories that speak to us no matter what year it is. Plus, let's be honest, the 80s just knew how to make fun movies. They were exciting, funny, and full of heart. And in a world that often feels overwhelming, sometimes that's exactly what we need. So, grab your popcorn, settle in, and get ready to revisit some of the greatest films ever made. We're taking a trip back to the 80s to see why these movies are as popular as ever. From high-flying sequels to cult classics finding new life, the 80s are back and better than ever. Get ready to have some serious fun. Let's start with a movie that practically screams 1980s. This high-octane action flick, with its fighter jets, beach volleyball, and Tom Cruise at his coolest, was a massive hit. For a while though, it felt like it was stuck in the past, a relic of a bygone era. Then came 2022, and everything changed. Roared into theaters, shattering box office records and reminding everyone why they fell in love with the original in the first place. The sequel was more than just a nostalgia trip though. It paid homage to the original while also telling a fresh and exciting story. Seeing Tom Cruise back in the cockpit, older and wiser but still giving it his all, struck a chord with audiences. It was a reminder that some things, like the need for speed and the bonds of brotherhood, never get old. The success proves that nostalgia can be a powerful force. When done right, it can breathe new life into classic franchises and introduce them to a whole new generation. And who knows, maybe this is just the beginning. Perhaps we'll see other 80s classics take to the skies or the roads or the time-traveling DeLorean for a second chance at glory. One thing's for sure, the 80s are back in style and they're not going anywhere anytime soon. Before the dark and gritty superhero epics of today, there was Tim Burton's. Released in 1989, this gothic and stylish take on the Caped Crusader, with Michael Keaton donning the cowl, was a revelation. It was dark, it was funny, and it gave us a Batman who was both menacing and strangely relatable. For a while, Keaton's Batman was seen as a product of its time, a unique but ultimately standalone interpretation of the character. But then, something interesting happened. As the superhero genre became dominated by CGI and a more realistic aesthetic, audiences started to appreciate the artistry and originality of Burton's vision. Keaton's performance, once considered an unconventional choice, was now hailed as one of the best portrayals of the Dark Knight. Then came in 2023. This superhero blockbuster saw Michael Keaton return to the role that made him famous, donning the bat suit once again after more than 3 decades. The excitement surrounding his return was palpable. It was a testament to the impact his performance had on pop culture, and proof that some legends never truly fade away. Keaton's return sparked a renewed interest in his Batman films, with fans revisiting his adventures in Gotham City and marveling at how well they've held up. It's a reminder that even in the ever-evolving world of superheroes, some things never go out of style. Section 4. More than puppets and David Bowie as timeless magic. Not every 80s movie was a blockbuster hit. Some, like Jim Henson's, took a little longer to find their audience. This fantastical adventure, starring a young Jennifer Connelly and the unforgettable David Bowie as the Goblin King, was a box office disappointment upon its release in 1986. But over time, something magical happened, found new life on home video, becoming a cult classic beloved by millions. The film's enduring appeal lies in its unique blend of puppetry, music, and imagination. Henson's creatures are both whimsical and slightly unsettling, creating a world that feels both familiar and otherworldly. Bowie's performance as Jareth is both captivating and unnerving, and his iconic soundtrack is filled with songs that have become timeless classics. more than just a children's film, is a coming-of-age story with a powerful message about finding your voice and embracing your individuality. In recent years has experienced a resurgence in popularity. There have been talks of a sequel, with director Robert Edgar expressing interest in exploring this world further. A stage adaptation has also been rumored, showcasing the enduring legacy of Henson's vision. The film continues to enchant new generations of viewers with its timeless story and unforgettable characters, proving that sometimes the most magical stories are the ones that take a little longer to find their way.